It's not, it doesn't bug me when somebody's they have, a slender neck, but when they go through so much trouble to look like an alpha male.
Right.
But they have that little chicken neck.
Right.
And then they're posing like they're.
That's got to be a big issue with you. Like as a woman, like the way you interact with men. As a world champion Muay Thai woman.
Yeah, I haven't figured that out.
You have to have a hard time with the men.
I do.
I bet you do.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you need to get a real one, like a real one. Like that's the only way it's going to work.
Yeah, it doesn't. No. Yeah.
Imagine. It's hard out there for a pimp. It is, right?
So he was a great boyfriend, but we went out of country. We fought on the same card. He fought the day before me. I fought the next day. During the fight, he almost gets knocked out. As this guy is mauling him, he goes like this. What do you think I was thinking?
Not good thoughts.
The boyfriend. My boyfriend. Like this.
Yeah, you didn't like it.
Fuck no.
Did it turn you off?
Oh my God, so much.
Whoa.
I was like, dude, you're getting fucked up, and as you're falling to the canvas, you still need to go fuck you.
Wow.
You're like, fuck you, like that.
So the way he was getting beaten was fucking with you.
Yeah.
It wasn't just that he was getting beaten.
I don't care.
He was like
I don't care.
away.
Yeah, I don't care if
he wasn't digging
you're not
in.
gonna. Yeah, like you gotta fucking take that shit.
Take it.
Yeah, like a champ or like a fighter.
Right.
Yeah, you can't be like.
Wow.
That was, Sorry.
Was that the beginning of the end?
Yeah.
That was
and he
tap,
was a
tap,
great
tap. First
boyfriend. He was great.
Tap, 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 tap.
Yes, it was.
Tap, tap, tap.
It was.
Maybe sometimes it's like that's the problem. It's like the balance. The ones who are not going to be great boyfriends are the ones that are going to turn you on because they're ruthless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I can balance that shit.
Like I
could
said.
be ruthless.
Yeah.
Be like.
Anyways,
gentle.
I think that's kind of the extent of the clip. So she was kind of describing the situation. She was at a MMA event with her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend. He got knocked out, and she lost all attraction for him. So thoughts on the clip, thoughts on that. And if you caught it towards the end there, she said something along the lines of, he was a great guy, but this happened and I lost all attraction for him. So your thoughts, if any? Actually, you know what? Let's start on this side. Go ahead.
I think it just depends on the kind of man you want. Some women really want like an alpha, strong man, and other women want a sensitive man. I just think it depends on the person.
What do you want?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really have a preference. I like men who are sensitive, but I also like men who are alpha and strong. It just depends, I think, on the person.
Mm-hmm.
If your boyfriend, you saw your boyfriend get f***ed up, like knocked out in a fight, do you think you would lose attraction for him?
No, I wouldn't lose attraction for him.
What about if he cowered? Like, let's say there's a zombie apocalypse.
Ooh, yeah.
And he cowers in the face of the zombies.
Then he's gonna die.
Maybe that's a ridiculous scenario. Yeah. Let's say there's like some shit goes down and he cowers and you see it. Do you lose attraction?
I don't think I would lose attraction. I don't think so. I think that I probably wouldn't like it, but I think like to base one thing off of like losing all attraction for him, like she said, I think that's kind of a stretch.
Some guy, while he's in your presence, some guy comes up and disrespects you in some way and he doesn't say anything. What about then?
That's different. I would lose attraction for a guy
who
did that because that's different.
Sure.
I feel like that's the whole idea of like having one singular ick and like losing attraction over one thing is kind of stupid because like if you love someone, you love them no matter what. Mm-hmm. So like, yeah, it's okay.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Repeat that last part.
If you love someone, you love them no matter what.
Are you talking about unconditional love?
Yes.
I don't believe there's such a thing.
Okay, well, I do.
Because we all love you believe there's unconditional love.
Yeah.
Maybe for a child. Maybe. Even then, I feel like there's conditions, but.
Yeah.
Do you have kids, by the way?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
But so, have you ever had that love for anybody?
Yeah, I think that I have.
A romantic partner?
Yeah.
You've had unconditional love. Did you break up with him, or did he break up with you?
I broke up with him.
Well, must have been conditional. You fell out of unconditional love? How does that work?
We didn't talk. So I feel
You
like
didn't?
that doesn't really...
So there were conditions to your love. Communication. Talking.
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
But I feel like that's the bare minimum. Like, that should be a thing no matter what. Like, I shouldn't have to ask for that. Like, that shouldn't be one of my conditions. Like, you should just do that. If you're dating somebody, you talk to them.
But unconditional love, that's what we're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing, if you have unconditional love for someone, there's nothing he could do to f that up.
Okay.
Like murder a bunch of people and shit.
Okay. I guess you're right.
There are some conditions under which you would no longer love someone, right?
Yeah, sure. But, like, I'm saying, like, something like this shouldn't be a condition. Like...
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'm like using an extreme here to try to make my point, but...
For, like, unconditional love, you could, if one believes in that, then, like, it's not like they do something and you fall out of love with them. They do something really bad, you just don't want to be with them anymore, but you can still love them, you know? If you truly believe in that.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else on the unconditional love? Yay, nay?
I don't believe that there is unconditional love. But not to like debate, because I don't want to like try to convince somebody
Sure.
of my point, but you never know, there could be something that comes up that just, like for that video, that was something that she just couldn't look past, and it's not her fault, it's not her boyfriend's fault, it was just something that happened and couldn't unhappen, and that's that.
Sure. We were going around on something. What did I...
Oh yeah, we're
Just talking about the video.
Yeah, the video.
Oh yeah, so do you want to give your take?
I mean, I feel like I generally tend to like kind of more of that like alpha ideal, but I agree with Arya in a way that like something like that wouldn't necessarily turn me off so much I'd have to break up with him, you know? So, yeah.
All right, I'll go. I feel like for me, this has been brought up, the whole like alpha male. I hate that word. I hate the word alpha male with a passion. And it's like...
I agree with you. I don't like the alpha beta terminology.
Yeah, the whole thing is just stupid, categorizing men as if like, oh, you're alpha because you eat raw meat and you're a manly man. Like, okay, shut the fuck up. Sorry. I'm not a fan of it.
One question for the chat. Any Sigma males in the chat?
Oh, God.
We got some Sigma males
That's maybe
in the chat?
worse,
Okay.
in between
Sorry,
or
go ahead.
whatever. But yeah, actually, it was watching that video. I was like, I get it. Maybe it's her preference that like, oh, like she doesn't. Again, it's like the whole alpha male thing. Like, oh, he wasn't alpha. He didn't stand up for himself. But like, if someone was about to like hit you in the face, like, what are you really gonna like stand there and take it? The whole stand there and take it like a man. I don't like. Maybe it's just me. I want a man to have feelings. You know. Not every guy is gonna like stand up and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna take hits, like, and be like, I'm a strong man and I'm just gonna sit here because I'm a man. I'm not gonna feel any emotion about it. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna, lay down and take it. It's like there's just such an expectation that I hate with that, and I feel like with that girl, and especially it being her boyfriend, like I could say maybe like you're courting some guy and you see him in an MMA fight and he loses and you're like, oh, like I don't want to date a loser, but like this is your boyfriend. This is someone that you've already told them that you're interested in them, you love them for other things, and like, oh, it's his sport and he loses, like that makes you unattracted to him. I feel like there's just an issue with how you're defining like the way you love someone, because you shouldn't have been in a relationship with that person if that's what's gonna cut it for you. But
one thing that I do want to point out with this video is that she is also a fighter, and so this is something that is really close to her, and so she was spiked by seeing her boyfriend go down in such a way as she believes that a fighter should not. And when it's touching on something that's so close to something to home, not close to home, but something that you love so much, then that can also bring in some factors there. As far as if I were in a relationship with someone and I saw my boyfriend getting pummeled, I'd probably jump in there and probably do what I could to help. Because no one wants to get hit in the face. That can't really feel too good. But like I said earlier, if you're with someone and they do something that you just cannot get past, again, that's just a preference to you. That's something that makes you unique in what you like in other people.
Your reaction to the video?
Personally, I think I don't think I would, lose interest. I think it's one thing if you're getting hit in the face out of nowhere for the one time, like you said, it was very close to her, and it's something that mattered, and everyone has, their own different icks, and if that's your ick, then that's okay. But personally, I don't think I'd be like, you're kind of being a bitch right now, if you're getting hit in the face. I'd be like, okay, you got it, let's get up, let's go kick some ass.
I was thinking exactly what she was saying. The fact that she's a kickboxer herself is very specific to this situation, because maybe if she was out on whatever you call that, what do you call that? I don't know. The ring. If she was out there, maybe she wouldn't have done that. Maybe she was like, okay, I'm gonna fight through, I'm not gonna back out. It's very specific to the sport, and she knows more about it than us as average people. So in her participating in that, she probably has this image of a man in that sport who, I don't know, I feel the same way about the gym. I don't know, men in the gym, I don't know. I want men that work out in the gym to be on the same level as me in the gym. Does that make sense if I'm trying to pursue something with them?
Yeah, you want a commonality there.
But as far as in an actual relationship, one of the main reasons why my last one ended is because I actually had boxing gloves on, and I was with my ex, and some guy came into the room and he was laughing, starting to laugh just at the fact that I had boxing gloves on. And I was like, what the are you laughing at? Keep walking. And then he was he got scared or whatever, he walked away. But then my ex goes, not gonna lie, it is funny sometimes. And then I just started raging. I'm like, what do you mean it is funny? I'm boxing because of how men approach women and stuff like that, the situations I might get into. And so the next day I broke up with him, because to me that was a very telling factor. How are you gonna let some man treat me like that, even if he didn't physically do anything? It was obviously hurtful, you know what I mean? And you should stand up for your woman. Sorry to go on a little
no, actually
rant,
it's good. We appreciate that. So you had boxing gloves on. Were you just in where was this?
My apartment gym. There's a
your apartment's
bag.
Gym.
Yeah.
Okay. You had boxing gloves on. You were with your boyfriend. Were you guys training together or working out, or what was the
Yeah, we were
context?
working out together.
A guy comes in. Friend of yours or just a random dude?
Random dude.
Random dude. Don't even know him.
Became
and then
my friend later. Actually, it was weird, but
he became your friend later.
Yeah.
The guy who was basically the precipitating factor in your breakup with your current boyfriend. Okay, that's interesting how life works sometimes. So, what did he say? He said that's funny. You were
my ex was because that guy was just laughing, right? He was trying not to burst out laughing, and then I kind of shoot him off.
Can you show us how you were?
I wasn't even boxing at that time. I just had them on. It was a little intermission too. I don't know. Maybe I was talking, but I guess that guy thought it was funny. I had boxing gloves on. Oh, this skinny girl at the time was
skinny at the time.
I'm still skinny, I think, but I was much skinnier. Now I've been lifting and stuff. But
okay,
you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think it's more the fact that someone is making fun of you and your significant other isn't defending you. Me personally, you can, me and my boyfriend have this rule: agree with each other in public, disagree in private.
That's good.
Yeah.
You are
really
one.
good.
You're supposed to defend each other and be there for each other. And if you disagree, then that's great. Let's talk about it in private, where no one else is gonna be yeah, even your boyfriend thinks you're funny looking with boxing gloves on. You know?
No, yeah, I love that rule.
I actually
That-
really love that rule.
That's
Me
really
too,
good.
yeah.
That's really good. Like definitely, and actually one of the worst things that you can do is if you're, because in relationships, there's going to be periods of disagreement, arguments. It happens in relationships. I think one of the worst things you can do is sometimes to go to your family or to go to your friends and start airing the arguments or the dramas with them, because when you and your boyfriend inevitably work through it or make up, your friends are still going to be like, that guy, he did XYZ, you know, and it's just like, I think sometimes it's best to try to work things out privately if you really, really need advice on a situation. But if every time there's a little thing and you go to your girlfriend and say, he did X, Y, you know, it's going to kind of like paint him in a certain light. So,
Totally,
but
yeah.
100%,
I
like
agree.
you, with also with friends, like in public, you don't challenge them. Like you do that after the fact. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a really good point.